I thought we've got to do something. You know, I didn't know, no idea what the response was going to be, but I thought if I don't try and do it, I think we'll always regret it. So thank you for supporting it. I'm going to get the sad bit out of the way first. There's some absent friends who are no longer with us. And I always think sometimes, you know, you think some people are better off than us, and some people are worse off than us, and the people who are dead are definitely worse off than us. And that's not meant to be a joke, but you know, Vincent, if you know any others, then Vincent Moe is no longer with us, Jonathan Riches, Rob Lindsay, I think, yeah, he's no longer with us, Malcolm Slowgrove, Neville Stevens, did someone say he? No, brilliant. Okay, good. Okay, well, let's drop that one off the list then. He never looked well, did he? And Jane Natham, is that someone said Jane Natham? Is anybody, I hate to say anybody I've missed on that, but no, good, let's move swiftly on. But thank you. I've got some apologies, there were lots of apologies from, so I'm going to thanks for not only the Gilberd, but the Gazette have publicised this, and GFM, a guy called Peter Sakar, a year below us, done really well, and he's put the money behind the bar, so we'll thank him as well. Okay. I kind of didn't have a lot of touch with the new Gilberd, other than my, the sixth form. My children three of them went to the sixth form, and it's nice to see it hadn't changed very much. The only time I got involved with the new Gilberd was, I was the only thing I ever won at the old Gilberd was the Springett Sportsman of the Year Award. I was standing on the shoulder of the Giants, okay, because I'm gutted that I should have told him. I knew he was going, I would have said something. Steve Springett was my absolute legend, but he's Roger and make it here. Mike, I don't know how you call something, Mick would have. You know, if I had a fraction of their sporting ability, I'd be a very lucky man. But I used to do the trophies for the rugby club. I went to Anglia Trophies down at the Hyde somewhere, and he was always way behind the shoot. There was hundreds of these trophies. I was waiting for him to get off the phone. I just looked at one. It was like something off of Harry Potter. I just sort of zoomed in, and it was the Springett Sportsman of the Year. This was about 5 years ago. I turned it round and there was my name on the list. Absolutely unbelievable. So this is, I think, the third formal reunion. I'd love the fact that some of you guys have informal ones, which is brilliant. The first one was 1988, I think, which was friends you fancied and think you might shag. This gets worse, okay? If you just, there's some uneasy laughter there. But we were all, and there's another one. We were all busy people then. We all had families, and I kind of think, yeah, okay, I was with those people a long time ago, and it doesn't really matter. But we didn't have much common with them. I mean, we were kind of forced together in a school. But I think this one is slightly different. I mean, I've really got on with everybody. Get on with everybody who's come this afternoon, and thank you. It's been, you know, we won't have a 50th anniversary again. It's certainly the 100th one. And thank you for those. Not all of you are on the Facebook thing. I understand why. But I've really enjoyed the Bants, I think it's called, is that right? It's kind of added, I love the way we've added dimension to teachers, okay, because when we were there, they were just these kind of grey people who turned up and bored me shitless. Not you, obviously, they were sitting in room 4 and Matty just watching the clock. It just never ever ended. But yeah, to find out, and unfortunately, Miss Eddie, I'll tell you more. There's a kind of video about this, but who told me all the backstories of some of these people. Suddenly they've become two-dimensional. And you know, a lot of them are kind of like war heroes, and you kind of think, you know, Mr. Denham, Dam Busters. I mean, it was just unbelievable, and it was really nice to kind of these people are real, and I think that's good. Okay, so we had some apologies for absence. Okay, the funniest one I thought was Scottish bad boy Steve McDonald, who's taking his wife to the lakes, and I kind of thought, well, anybody else thought, do you think will she be coming back? And I was saying, I don't do it, but I sit on my phone. But his appearance is absolutely, you couldn't recognise. He's transformed. So I said, well, obviously he's part of a witness protection plan. With a full stop. Okay. And I went back out an hour later, and nobody had done a kind of ha-ha. I better clarify this because he really is not a witness. I don't think he is. So I put an exclamation. I only do exclamation marks. I don't do emojis. I spent about an hour thinking, is it smiley, very smiley, smiley with a wink. So I went, don't do it. But the time I was at the song, I'm ad-libbing now. An exclamation mark was when. Oh no, I won't tell the story. Colchester, I was in charge of the Colts at Colchester Rugby Club in about 1985. And we went to a tournament in Brighton. We knew the Ipswich Colts were going as well, who we obviously like. And so we all went in fancy dress, different one every day. And on the first day it was Superman. So everybody had a different letter, not just an S. Okay. And some people had this. And anyways, I won't tell you, when we got there at the tournament, Ipswich Colts, they had like funny hats on. And Colchester lined up and it spelled Ipswich Colts Fox Guns. And I was the exclamation mark there. Anyway, you remember. So anyway, so that was, yeah, okay. No reference. But I've got 4 things I want to, this won't go on forever, you can but there's 4 things, and this is I did say, if anybody else wants to come up and say anything, you're very, very welcome, okay, to reveal your inner selves. But I've got 4 things I want to say. What was good for me at the Gilberd, okay, which is when I was there. And the first one is sport, which may not be a surprise to you. Okay, the Gilberd introduced us to many things. It was, some of you did academic stuff, and a lot more than I did. Music and art, and I think David Bridle was a tenor saw. Was that what did it for you?
Yeah.
But for me, it was
career as a journalist after.
But for me, it was sport because I was enthusiastic youngster, and I kind of channeled my energy into sport. It doesn't like, I was a inner city boxer that saved my life, but it kind of really helped me. And I just made all my lifelong friends and interests through rugby and cricket. So, and I remember, funny, these are personal memories, the first day we went to sport in 1971, we went down to right at the bottom, and there was, where you queued up for dinner and stuff, and there's a big kind of metal gate, and we were there with our oversized blazers, kept them in last for about 5 years, and an Adidas bag, and then who bounced along, but Mr. McAlevey in his tracksuit, and so introducing me to the sport that's, I've still played cricket, I still clean the toilets at the cricket club, I don't play rugby anymore, but thank you very much for introducing me to sport, Mr. McAlevey. There we go. You can applaud everybody. You've had 2 free drinks, I need a bit more than this. Bizarrely, I remember when we left, I gave you a statue of something.
I've still got it.
With an umbrella.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, you painted, it was a statue of a little guy who was sat on there, and he painted the umbrella. I had a golf umbrella which was red, green and white, and you had copied the colours onto the statue. It's very creative actually. Good thing is a big hard exterior, but deep down.
And this is what I know what I say, and I think I nearly said your wife has dusted it ever since, but of course I should say you and your wife have dusted it. I've moved on. Not much. The second one quickly is what was good thing was boys. Okay, all my friends were boys. A gang in the lower school. Mike Wheaton's going to come today. Obviously he hasn't, but never mind. Paul Stedding. Remember Paul Stedding? Yeah. I mean, it's funny. Somebody who was only here for about 18 months. He just really loved it. And of course, the late great Vincent Mower. But then all my sports and study mates were like Frosty and Graham Clough and Collins and Scott. But here's story. Unfortunately, he's really gone. So it's a shame he's going to kill this story. But I was drifting, into oblivion. But something pulled me back This is really personal stuff. But I remember being at I was in the 5th year. It was like a school disco in a small hall. It must have been Christmas because there were like paper trains out there. And I just started playing for the first 15, and there was 2 people, Nick Cutworth and Steve Springer, and my kind of demigods. I just kind of worshipped them. I remember grabbing some paper trains and pulling them down and running back to them, and they both just went. And in that instant, I kind of flipped from being, pain in the arse to being on the side of authority. And I've never told Steve this or the family, but I said I would tell him eventually, obviously. But it's that really changed my. And next year I was head of upper school, which is amazing. So for changing my direction at in one instant, can you give that a shout out, please? Thank you very much. You're on side 2, okay, please. Any sides? Right, so what wasn't so good was academia, okay, for me. I couldn't do very well. I mean, it was a catastrophe. I started top of the class in 1A, I was middle at 3A, bottom in 5B. I don't know what went wrong. And I left, I went to the 6th form, having no idea what I was going to do next. And I did biology and physics, which I got U's for, and I scraped an E in economics, which allowed me to go to a polytechnic, and then it was business studies, which I kind of liked, and the fact that they encourage you to go and drink at lunchtime, I really liked. So I spent the next 4 years getting pissed and going berserk, okay? And I get those of you left and funded that. I feel really guilty about it, but I'm over it now. I'm sure I've made up for it somewhere. But I wouldn't blame the school, I just wasn't motivated. But the scraping me into a polytechnic with a grade E, my #1 academia award is Mr. Stanbrook. Okay. Right, the last one is what wasn't so good. Okay. It was girls. Okay, now if you've been on the Facebook, there's been some interesting stuff going on. I kind of only admire those of you who had girlfriends. When Jeff Waugh started off, and it was like a man it was like a man was his first girlfriend. Oh, Christ, how many did he have? And thanks to Philip Taylor for admitting. Philip Taylor for admitting, we're kind of shy in those days, and I was not only shy but hideously incompetent. I can't remember speaking to any of them, but Graham Cloak, who you might remember, reminded me of a conversation when a girl came in distraught because her family dog had died, and I suggested they skinned it and made gloves out of it. And this was somebody I really liked. So what I must have said to Heather Morgan was absolutely distraught. And then it got kind of worse. There was the volleyball team was the Moors murderers, and I dyed my blazer into a Nazi uniform. And the reason I'm telling you this is we haven't got. Thank you, girls, for thank you so much for coming, because we had a tiny fraction of girls on the Facebook. I'm just trying to work out why this was. That's my wife. She said, well, and she said, well, all the boys in my year were prats, and I wouldn't go to a union if they organised it. I think, well, am I being perceived as a prat? I went back to the Facebook page, and there was, skinning dogs and horse murder pictures. So it was, I kind of know where I went wrong. But if we do this again, I need the situation vacant. We need a female, possibly anything in between. Now we have to be it's only binary on this stuff. But we need some more input because I obviously it was. I mean, we even had a knob shop on the Facebook page. I mean, even when I did the rugby club corrects stuff, we never had sort of a knob shot on this. It's kind of, there's one was Jock McDonald with his knob out on it. and they said, no, I have to be God. You know, I can't imagine there's Susan Lynn and Nina Ovington on a different plane something. She sees there's a knob shot on there. We're not going to go to the reunion. Anyway, I've done a big so I've got to give a wine and having no success in this department whatsoever. My first love was in year 1s and 2s. I'm not going to say who it is. I never will. I don't ever spoke to her.
Dish it.
No, I'm not.
Dish it.
I'm not going to say if she's here or not. It doesn't matter.
So she's here then. Dish it or go home. Come on, Dickie, sing up.
But it was, I've got to, I'm not mortified, but it was when Malcolm Pook put up the photos from 1972, which I've never seen, an absolutely brilliant scene. She was on there, and my heart just melted. So the best I could do on this one is Malcolm Pook. Thank you for putting up with pictures. Please come up and get a bottle of wine on the way. I would say if any Methodists here, we don't have cash equivalents.
Dick, give us a clue. What was the hair colour?
No, okay.
Who was that?
Okay, so finally, I've just got for organising, there's two people I want to mention. One is Jonathan Moran. There you go, that's that colour. Jonathan is an old Gilberdian who kind of got in touch when we looked at all this. He's the person who put the Eddie Ross Pictures website together. He's also done a video, and that came about. We went. He's taken a video of Eddie walking around the building, not slightly less congested than it was today, but saying different things, different rooms, there's a story about the table. It's brilliant. It's an hour long, and the most for me was the most emotive thing was going into church, Costamola Norfolk, which really has not changed. So it's coming out soon.
Yeah, probably in about 2 or 3 weeks' time. I'll put a note through the Richard's Facebook site so everyone knows about it. We literally, it's Richard and I wandering around the school with Eddie on a couple of days, and we've cut it together, and we were able to go places that you weren't today. So we were able to go to the gymnasium as well, weren't we, and one or two other places too. So we'll send you the details as and when we've finished it, but we've got to watch it in the next couple of weeks, and then we'll put it online.
Anyway, do you want to come up?
Yeah, well done, Jonathan.
And last, and of course not least, I mean, when I first looked at this stuff, gosh, nearly a year ago now, I phoned the school up, and I don't know, they kind of barricade now, isn't it? It's like CCTV and dog patrols. I thought we'd get absolutely nowhere near the school whatsoever. There's also you can come in, but you obviously can't get into the building. Probably because Jock McDonald's on a witness protection. They said, but and that's it. You can have. So there might be 5 of us under a gazebo. But then somebody said, but Eddie Ross used to do guided tours until he kind of retired. So I then, through Jonathan, contacted the living legend, who is Eddie. And it. Richard, you know, it's like stepping back in. There's like the sound of Mr. Ross's voice, the smell of the toilets when we feel.
Hang on a minute.
Not only, I mean, it's a great. Ina Doza Zupa. It's a tin of soup. I'll never forget it. I've never deployed that in a restaurant or anything. But, great teacher, great head of middle school. He did all the field trips and stuff as well, and he did loads of stuff with disadvantaged children in the school. Absolute. When we went back there, I mean, for this video thing, everybody, Eddie, how are you? It's just one of these rare people that.
Here.
Yeah. So, Eddie, thank you for making our day special. Thank you so much from all of us. It's only a bottle of wine. It's not even German, but. and we might get another tour in for anybody who missed it. But this is the entry from the school diary. Okay, this is Mr. Dodsworth, remember him? 1972, March 29th, end of term, first, second, third years, with volunteers from other years, visited the New Mercury Theatre to assist with acoustic tests. So they're really keen to build some things for this, and so if you want to come again, I might get a tour around the school. I kind of think we might get a kind of a special performance where we just fill the place. But it'll be something different. So if you don't want to come to that in March, then keep on the line with the Facebook. And again, thank you so much for coming. It's been a good chat.